Okay, hold on a second. What up? Jeff here with all my Bitcoin renegades. And today we have an amazing episode we've been kind of planning for a little while. We got the biggest and best ICP influencers in the space with us today. We have the amazing artist Egido Val on our channel. I just noticed he actually has more followers than Ludo does. And I'm saying Ludo's awesome, but man, we got Egido here. And we have Victor from ICP Squad. I'm going to have them introduce themselves. I'm just giving them a quick shout out. He is the leader of Definity Community. He is a big part of ICP Squad NFTs and just a boss in the space. And then we have Six Figs, and he is one of the biggest influencers to expose FTX and SBF for who they really are. And I'm just going to give it to Six Figs first. Introduce yourself. Let us know the boss plans that you have to smack down SBF.
Well, thanks for having me on the channel, man. And really, when it comes down to like, my channel, I just basically operate a little YouTube channel covering the ICP ecosystem, little Twitter handle from here, drop little bits and pieces of news down on. But going over the whole FTX situation and Sam Bankman-Fried, and a lot more is coming out with this situation, and not only how they harmed the internet computer, but how they are harming all these other ecosystems. I heard one of the saddest stories yesterday about how FTX completely drowned out this program or this project that had like 16 years of R&D that had that was basically their tech was like AI based stuff, and FTX basically signed a deal with them where they handed over all their liquidity they had, deposited onto FTX, and then FTX went ahead and basically sold tokens against their project and completely crashed it. So I mean, there's just so much going on right now with this whole Sam Bankman-Fried and FTX thing. It's just kind of hard to keep up, but really, I played a very small role in this. This is all BitBoy Crypto and all those people that are just running with this. It's, I was able to see at an early stage that they were doing market manipulations through their perpetual futures trading, things like that. And what they were doing was they were listing perpetual futures trading early on competitor projects or projects that they wanted to drown out. And what they would do was they would basically create some synthetic perpetual futures markets and pump those markets to like oblivion. The second that the coins launched or the project went live, they would basically turn the market maker off, and we would see these nasty retracements follow. And then there was a campaign of FUD that was organized behind the scenes to kind of piggyback off the rapid fall in price and things like that. Arkham Intelligence, for example, is one of those FUD campaigns. I do think that Sam Bankman-Fried possibly could be a puppet in the shadow using Arkham. I know a lot of people are saying Tim Draper, and I know Tim Draper is a big part of it, but I think SBF was too.
Yeah, and with Arkham Intelligence, I remember that Kyle Roche, he was a lawyer for one of these firms that was paid to come after competitors in a legal standpoint to keep them busy. So they had all sorts of just scandalous ideas from the beginning, man. And I'm so glad. Yeah, BitBoy is talking about it now, but you are the original whistleblower, in my opinion. Yeah. I believe that you brought it to a lot of people's attention. I didn't know about it until you told me. So whatever you're doing, keep doing it, man. Yeah, all right, Victor, let's hear from you next.
What's up, guys? First of all, thank you for having me here, Bitcoin Renegade. Second thing, I do want to make this clear. I'm not the leader of Definity Community. I'm the social media manager and video content creator. But thank you for having me here. And yeah, so that's that's who I am. Again, with what Six Figs is saying, I'm glad all of this is coming to light. A lot of people from other ecosystems would make fun of ICP or say that ICP was a scam, it got rugged. price went down, therefore scam and stuff like that. But I'm glad that this is coming to light. What's going on with exchanges and perpetual futures and synthetic tokens. It's funny because these exchanges can pump numbers up or dump numbers down without even holding the token. So they don't even have the token, and they dump it down. And as soon as if the price pumps, people from other exchanges that just bought, they can do arbitrage and then send them the tokens. So after they pump the price, then they receive the tokens, and then they can dump the tokens with the tokens that they received, et cetera, and all this mathematical stuff. So I'm really glad that all of this is coming to light. I know Six Figs has been saying it for a while on his YouTube channel, and a lot of people are coming to it. They're like, hey, ICP is not a scam. ICP is actually really good technology, and I'm glad all that is coming to light. But I'll let Egido Val talk for a little bit.
Hello,
Sure.
everyone. I'm Egido Val. I'm the artist behind IC Bugs and Wag Me Dystopian. And I want to point out that this FTX debacle has been like kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy with my collection, because if you take a deeper look on it, you will see that it really portrays all the elements from this story, beginning with the conspiracies, with even with the ICP charts and everything. And I think it's very interesting because this time we are seeing it in real time. It isn't like 10 years or 20 years before, where only the stuff that we could read on the news was the information we had. In this case, we are seeing information from all these different angles, from the whistle blowers, from FTX employees, from everyone. So it's very interesting to see all this coming together alongside with Elon Musk buying Twitter. I think we are living in incredible, exciting times, and I like to keep a positive mindset. So I will suggest everyone to just take a look at every different angle, because I think the truth lies not you have to take everything into consideration. You can't just read the news and say, okay, this is it, because in this case it's being manipulated to the point that it's really absurd. So I think it's very good the fact that Elon Musk bought Twitter, because if not, I can see the story developing in a very different way. So I'm very happy to be in the podcast, and I'm looking forward to this conversation.
Thank you so much. And you brought up an amazing point. This was bound to happen with everything that they did by misappropriating customers' funds, trying to destroy other crypto. That is not a good model to follow, what Solana and these people did. Because if you're trying to destroy something else, one, what are you trying to hide? You know, if you're trying to destroy something else, obviously there's either a reason for it, and they were trying to paint the narrative that the reason for it is their competitor. Well, no, I think the reason really was that they were in a sinking ship and they wanted to move the focus away from them. And who I'm talking about is Solana and SBF. But this was bound to happen. And what Uncle Daddy's saying here is not only a self-fulfilling of the present, an accurate view of Silicon Valley after these companies realize you can operate with 95% less staff. And there's actually a funny Twitter meme going on right now about one of the ex-Twitter staff going to try to get a new job at a factory. And
Yeah.
she's like, where is your yoga room? And she saw dirt on the dude's hand, and she's like, ah. But that kind of paints the narrative of the people we have nowadays working in these places. Like, she basically said the only work she did is like press a button when she needed to ban a content thing. And she's like, yeah, I was playing cornhole and I just had to press a button. And it's just like, man, that's the way the world is, right? We have all these people that do absolutely nothing for these companies, getting paid crazy wages. But I think that the Twitter being bought by Elon Musk is good for crypto and blockchain, because he is definitely an innovative person. I mean, he's trying to colonize Mars, right? So a lot of people hate on him, but I think he has an awesome vision. He has pioneered, Bitcoin and kind of destroyed it at the same time. So I'm kind of on the fence with Elon Musk, but who I'm not on the fence about is Dominic Williams from ICP. This guy, he is going to all of these different conferences all over the world, and people are starting to take notice, like high-level people. Vitalik Buterin does not see Internet Computer as a competitor, but as a sister network, and that's pretty ballsy to say. When everybody else, like Solana, is trying to crap on ICP, we have one of the biggest players in the space actually advocating for us. So what I want to ask all of you guys here, Six Figs, Egido, and Victor, how do you believe that this situation, we're going to go to the negative later, but I want to paint a picture of how this can be positive for the Internet Computer. I don't think it's positive for all crypto, but I believe projects like the Internet Computer are going to benefit from this because, well, you already have Solana outages, you have all of these bridge hacks, but now we actually need a crypto that can be trustworthy and decentralized. So I want to start with Egido. I want to ask you, as a developer, as an artist, as an NFT creator on the Internet Computer, how has this affected you? Has it affected your reasoning by choosing ICP as a platform? Does that reinvest your faith in Internet Computer when stuff like this happens and Internet Computer does so well? And I just kind of want to know how your community feels about this as well.
Well, I think the fact that Sam didn't have any investments in ICP is kind of relieving. Now seeing all these different projects where trust is gone because they can. There's awesome people in every chain working their asses off, but the problem is that. Now knowing all we know that I think is kind of 10% of what he did and what he has behind the scenes. So the problem with all those projects is that you cannot keep building on sand floor because at any time there could be something you are not responsible that just make your work worthless from one day to the next. And I think as a creator it's very important to have to work in a platform where is going to be there in a few years because you are not putting real work thinking that in 2 weeks it's going to be down or whatever. So in that sense, it hasn't impacted me in a negative way because it, I think I choose the right chain in that case. And my community is very public in the sense that they like to make fun, which is always good to have a good laugh about the bad times because I think that even when you are down, keeping a funny mindset is always good. So everyone is trying to make things more positive to everyone, and everyone keeps a constructive mindset. I want to keep doing my thing, and I welcome people from all different chains. I don't like to make distinction for collectors. I welcome everyone, and yeah, that's it.
Okay. Before we get to the next person, I wanted to shout out Just Forfeit. He says, collab Bitcoin Renegade. Keep up the good work. I'm officially an ICP holder now, thanks to you. My entry is at sorry about that. $3.90. My tongue got stuck to my tooth. That was weird. But yeah, so people are actually buying ICP at these low prices right now. And Uncle Daddy, I would like to have him on the channel one day with you, Egido, or just have him on there.
Perfect. Yeah,
but he's
of
saying
course.
they have 3 months severance pay from Twitter. And I don't know what's going on in Mexico City, but God bless you guys. And then Pompa Trader, this guy's really cool. I just want to kind of say hi to everybody in the chat real quick. Dominic gets too much hate for real. Have you guys seen Dominic get hate? I haven't seen that.
I
It's
mean,
been a
on
while.
Twitter, people always like to point the finger at him and try to make fun of him and whatever. But I think it's normal when you are head of a project and you are a kind of a public person. It's impossible to. So that's one of the reasons I think it's important to love even at yourself, because that way nothing can stop you from achieving your goals.
Man, we need to hear that. Today is the day of hopium, guys. So
Yeah.
the premise of this video, guys, I am trying to show you why I am so gung ho about the internet computer. Was it because I got a grant from Definity? Well, I mean that's a little bit of it, but this is the crypto I believe in. I have met some of the most legit people in this space. I believe that this is my way out of poverty. I come from probably I don't know where you guys come from, but I come from a home where until about 10 years old, I lived in a 3-story house. My mom was a nurse. My stepdad was a painter. We had a lot of money. And after I was like about 11 years old, my mom got hurt at work. And so she wasn't able to work. She got divorced from my stepdad. And so we moved into like a 2-bedroom trailer house. And I've kind of been in the poorhouse ever since. I can't blame my mom. She was a single mom of 4 kids. She did her best. She had 37 back surgeries. So it was kind of out of her hands. But this is my way, not only to make something of myself for my mom, you know, because she did such a good job raising a man by herself, right? And so, and I want to pay her back for that by me becoming at least stable in my own life and maybe be able to help her out financially one day. But I want to talk to Six Figs. You are a family man, right? And those are the kind of people I really look up to in this space. Just because I have a kid and I'm really into that. How do you think that we can make ICP more of a family? Because I think we already kind of are, but how do we kind of get other people outside of the ecosystem to kind of understand the family we've built here? And I also want to ask you the same question I did at Guido. What has this done affected you, this SBF stuff, your community and everything else? So that was a double part question. 1, the family, and 2, the SBF thing.
Yeah. So like as far as like the whole family thing goes, like with the ICP community, like I was saying the other night, you know, it's probably one of the better communities out there. Everybody is just so capable of responding with just this high level knowledge. Anytime anyone has questions on Twitter, things like that, I see that all the time. You know what? I think the ICP community has been really messed with a lot by a lot of these other FUD campaigns that have been going on since the Definity launch. And I think that has really kind of strengthened the community and helped, you know, contribute to what it is today. But as far as these new people coming in, and there's going to be a lot of new people coming in, folks. Solana's starting to crack. It's starting to fail. People are not trusting it, things like that. They were in bed with Sam Bankman. They were in bed with FTX and Alameda Research, like so close that they were spooning. And I've said that before. And so what's crazy about that is like, how can you trust these exchanges like Serum and all these other applications that are built up on Solana? How do you know there's no backdoors built in there? So I think we're going to see maybe a lot of that community trickle into the ICP community. There is a shift in sentiment right now, and we're seeing BitBoy hammer on ICP. He's discovered it in the last few weeks, the last month, and he likes it. So I think, you know, he is committed to, and I'm, you know, and of course I don't want to have BitBoy just carry all the weight for building up the ICP community.
Right.
But the thing about it is, you know, he's going to help generate some awareness. Those people are going to help generate some awareness. And it's just going to be this trickle down effect that just cascades. As more information comes out about this, I think we're going to see a lot more new faces pop up on the scene, especially like on Twitter. Because, like, let's face it, all of us, we know who the players are for the ICP community. And I've started to see these newer people show up on the scene. So I'm hoping that the transition is well underway, and I'm hoping that people will see ICP in the community for what it is. I don't think any other community has gone through what the ICP community has gone through. I've really only been on the scene since like February. So like whatever happened before that, like the OGs are just the fact that they stuck around because they were confident in the technology. I mean, that's all going to bleed over to these newcomers. That's just my opinion.
And that's very well said, man. I think you really understand what's going on in the space. And I think people are starting to notice you a lot. I've noticed your Twitter handle has gone up like 1,000 followers in the last, I don't even know, couple weeks, you know, and I'm really proud of you for that, man. Like, we need people like you. We need people like BitBoy, but let BitBoy know if he does come here, we got his back, man. We will, you know, we will follow your lead, man, as long as you don't lead us into some, you know, and which I don't think he will. So we'll follow the lead. Now, for Victor, I have a really important question. As it goes for Solana and all the developers, now that they found out that Solana isn't everything that it was promised to be, and that Internet Computer kind of does it better, I've seen several different tweets, and I think you guys were actually involved in those tweets as well, talking about Solana developers leaving and actual Solana developers saying, where should I go? What should I do now that, you know, Solana has let me down? Like, I wanted to do an ICP or an NFT collection, or I did do an NFT collection, and all these problems happen. I want to know, in your opinion, is this the catalyst that brings in multiple different chain developers to Internet Computer? I know Ethereum is the juggernaut, and we actually want Ethereum developers. Do we want Solana developers? That's what I'm asking, because, like, yeah, we want developers, but do we want Solana developers specifically? I know we want Ethereum, but the floor is yours.
All right. So when it comes to developers, firstly, I'd like to say that the Internet Computers has had a bunch of developers coming in since a while back. So there hasn't. When it comes to developers, I guess there's different types of people. There's like the very informed, techie developer people, of which I'm not, by the way, but I do like to follow and see what they're doing. And then there's the more like hype related people, or people that appreciate art, or want to, you know, deal with something new. But when it comes to developers, the Internet Computer has been like in the top charts for a while, and a lot of people don't talk about this. They don't like to include the Internet Computer for whatever reasons they may have. But it's number one in GitHub commits right now. And a lot of the people that were developing for Solana or developing NFTs or art are now looking into the Internet Computer now that Solana doesn't have that much, I guess, credibility behind it, which I really don't know how it's going to go. In one way, I used to be a Solana fanboy before ICP came out, or I guess it was in development, but I didn't know about it. And I mean, I was there in Solana when it was like 68 cents. And I remember the chat rooms and people talking, you know, about technology and stuff like that. And then later on, you start getting different and different people coming into the ecosystem. But I for one, would definitely not be against having Solana developers. I think people who create and develop things have nothing to do with people who manipulate the market most of the time. So if there are bad actors behind the scenes moving the prices or exchanges or Bankman Fried or anything like that, I think that's completely unrelated from developers. So if you are talent, if you're a developer, if you're an artist, by all means, come to the Internet Computer. We're glad to have more artists. We're glad to have more users. I don't think people who bought Solana are the bad guys here. I don't think people who made an NFT on Solana are the bad guys. I definitely don't think people who are developing new dApps and stuff like that are the bad guys in this situation. I think the people that took advantage of those people by pumping prices up and then pumping them down and stuff like that, I think those are the bad guys in the ecosystem. So so by all means, with those tweets, I have been seeing a lot of tweets. That's actually our next video for Definity Community, is a welcome guide for people coming over from other chains. We're going to teach you. What was that?
Sorry, I just said, oh, no way. That's cool. Sorry.
Yeah. So I'm working on a video right now, and it's going to be kind of like a guide. And basically, like, these are the top wallets. It's going to be very quick. These are the top wallets. These are the top NFT marketplaces. This is how you do this, how you do that. And I'm going to make it like as quick as possible, kind of like a little beginner's guide. And like, here you go. Welcome to the ICP ecosystem, because we have so much stuff already, and we're just missing a lot of users. And we already have a lot of developers, and I'm glad to have more developers. But that's our next video. And definitely, I don't look down on Solana people, right? Especially not people who bought Solana holders, Solana artists, Solana developers. By no means am I looking down on them. I think they had nothing to do with what happened, and we're more than welcome to have them over.
Yeah, I agree, man. I agree.
So
like,
well said.
Everybody needs to just come on over. If they're feeling like they want a change in scenery from their traditional blockchain, the internet computer is open for business, and at least check it out.
We need Christina Aguilera. Come on over.
That's what I'm saying.
So that was so well said, and I am 100% in agreement with both of you guys there. Man, just forfeit. What the heck, dude? Thank you. Got me all off track there. Thank you so much. But what I want to say is, yeah, it's not the developers or the community's fault. Whoops. I just want to let everybody know in the Solana ecosystem, I was in it with the beginning with you guys. I actually got an airdrop of Solana at the very beginning. I thought it was a great project. I had kind of followed it up until probably when I heard about the FTX perpetual futures manipulating ICP. As soon as I hear something like that, I'm gone. I'm sorry, guys. When that kind of thing happens, bad things are in the work next. Have you understood that with Dom and ICP, we don't get a whole lot of actual stuff going wrong in the ecosystem, right? We don't have these big issues, these big tech issues. The only issues we have is people bad-mouthing ICP because it was pumped and dumped, but we can explain that. So at this point, ICP, I love the thumbnail that I made that shows like a comet going through 6 figs. Come on, man. I lag me. There's a comet going through Definity, which is exactly like the shot they made at Definity. It went right through and didn't damage, and then it went down and hit themselves. So anyone who comes after Internet Computer, expect the same fate. Just because the tech does it well, it doesn't even have to fire a shot back. You know, we took the shot and you shot yourself. That's exactly the way it's going to continue to happen.
I do want to add this. A lot of people are saying that it was Definity that unloaded their bags at launch, and that's why the price went down.
What?
But I do like I want to point out something funny. I have seen comments from people that were early what is it called, like the early investors in ICP, and they're actually angry at Dominic Williams for the complete opposite of what people have been saying. So people have been saying, you allowed certain people to sell their tokens. You sold all of your tokens at launch and you rugged everything, blah, blah, blah. But the people that are actually early investors that actually got in really early are angry at Dominic for the complete opposite reason. So they're angry at Dominic because he didn't sell his tokens at launch. They're saying, well, the price wouldn't have pumped as much if you unloaded your bags and if you allowed us to unload our bags. So if you actually read at the people who are early, they're complaining that they weren't allowed to sell their bags. So that's not what happened. That Definity sold all their bags and it went down. It was completely the opposite. They didn't sell out at the beginning. So then the price pumped because of the FTX market manipulation. So it's the opposite. Right, so it's funny how you see some people saying one thing, and then the other people are saying the completely opposite thing. So it's there's a lot of that going on too.
It's because Dominic Williams doesn't manipulate the market. I saw a tweet the other day where Dom and I had it on the show where it said somebody at the LA whatever the conference that they were at. I don't know exactly which one. I think it might have been the Latin Bit conference, but one of those that he was at. And another layer one blockchain asked Dominic Williams that same thing. He's like, hey, our layer one actually, bought or, rebought some of the tokens, not selling them, but actually, bought some of the tokens to help the price go up. Right. And so this is how Dominic has been thinking the whole time. I'm not manipulating the price no matter what. I'm not selling my tokens so that I can stop whatever's happening. I am, this is why Internet Computer is so legit. They don't manipulate the price no matter what. And that is someone that I can get on board with. And I think it's really important to be trustless. And if you are going to trust somebody, have it be somebody who will not manipulate the market no matter what, even though it could make, his his Definity internet computer 5 years in the head, right? But he's not going to do that. We want slow, steady, real, organic growth. And that is what's going to happen if you don't manipulate the price. Over time, the technology will speak for itself. And all of these other, cryptos, they'll either come on board or they will get left behind. And that's the way it's going to be. So I want to talk about the Bitcoin integration just a little bit. Does this FTX situation affect the Bitcoin integration and how it is going to be perceived from people? Did this ruin what we had planned? Anybody, go ahead.
I don't
Well, I think
so.
it's
Yeah.
yeah. Go
Sorry.
ahead, Keith.
I think not at all. I think Bitcoin integration is something that many people inside ICP are looking forward to. And whatever happens to BTC price, it doesn't have anything to do with the integration. The Bitcoin integration is going to create all these possibilities, even for NFTs. And I think it is good to be able to find all these ways in these chains can contribute or can relation with each other. And I wanted to add something related to the Solana thing, and that's it. That Solana people have a kind of, I'm talking obviously in general, but a different mentality regarding the NFTs, because Solana was mostly about hype. It was there are some very good projects, art with great art, but it was most about price going up non-stop, like 10x a day, and then dumping. So I think this bear market, alongside with what happened with Solana, is going to make many creators and many collectors think look themselves at the mirror and just being honest with themselves, because that unsustainable, and that's not going to be happening every day. So I think we are at this moment where all these creators from Solana are trying to find a way to make all these operations sustainable for them. And I think ICP people are have a different mentality. So it's going to be very interesting to see all these different mindsets collide in the same chain, because people are not ready for the speed in which Solana projects develop and get released. ICP is much more relaxed in that sense. And Solana people are very active on social, which is something I think ICP should learn, in the sense that when there is a Solana collector, they really seal their projects. It's like non-stop. So I think we'll find a balance between the two communities, and I think that balance is going to be very, very good for not only for ICP but for the whole NFT ecosystem, because it's going to bring all the positive sides, like more energy, more fresh energy, different mindsets. But we in ICP have to keep an open mentality. I think being close-minded is not going to get us there. So it's very important to be friendly for people, and instead of pointing at people from Solana and saying I told you so, I think it's more important to tell them, hey, why not come here and let's share, let's build together. I think it's much more positive.
Yeah. Also, to kind of piggyback off what Egido was saying too, these Solana investors now are going to start feeling the impacts of what it feels like to be fudded, and what it feels like to have your project looked down on. Right now, I'm seeing a lot of negative stuff on Twitter about Solana, like the community is taking a beating. That's something the ICP community has been doing for quite a long time. And the one thing that I like most about like this organic growth that Egido was kind of talking about too, was even though we had this crazy manipulative effort by bad actors in the cryptocurrency space, we saw ICP continue to press forward. We saw ICP continue to just smash records week after week. Like Victor was saying, on the GitHub repository, every single week, ICP is leading in like the most projects, the most active devs, the most line of code. It's just this interesting story of success. I don't think I've ever seen another crypto project go through what ICP has gone through and still, maintain this image like this is the best project out there. I don't know.
So I want to show something right here about just what you were talking about, Six Figs. Let me just share my screen real quick. And this right here, this article by Crypto Miso, this is the crypto commits from GitHub. This is the commit history of 241 cryptocurrencies based on the most popular repo, 11/18/2022. So if you go down here, look at that top 10, Internet Computer is number one. Look at that. This is number one, slow and steady growth. You have some of these that go way up and then way down, but look at Internet Computer. That is just slow, awesome growth. And then if you go down and you read this is just an awesome article. And it shows 4,134 commits, 98 contributors. And it is just beautiful. We are seeing stuff like this all the time now, with just Internet Computer leading the space in developers. And so that's what Victor was saying. We have a ton of developers, which means there's going to be a ton of projects pushed out in the Internet Computer probably in the next couple months and the next couple of years. So I am so excited to see all of those commits come to fruition, the communities they build, and we welcome you, Solana, Ethereum, Near, Algorand, anyone who wants to come and build and be successful in the next bull market, come on over now. This is the best time you could build a DApp. Because if you start building now, like it takes maybe a year to build a good DApp. Like if you're like serious about it, maybe if you have a big team, it might take less. But you have about a year to build you a project that can really sustain in the Internet Computer in the next couple of years. So if you had a NFT exchange on Solana, or if you just had an NFT project, come check out Meme Cake. Because then you don't have to transition too far from Solana to ICP, right? It's an NFT exchange that kind of has both of them in the same place. So it would be an easy transition from being an NFT collector from Solana to an NFT collector from ICP, or a developer in the same fashion. So I want to ask you guys, do we need more NFT marketplaces right now that kind of do cross-chain collaboration? What do we need to do in ICP right now? One, to get the developers over here, to get not only the developers, but more community. What can we do as influencers, us four, what can we do in the next couple of months to really bring people here? When I was talking to the Definity team, they want more influencers in the space, which means more BitBoys, more, other people. And it can be smaller influencers too. So what do we do, us four, to contribute to that? Go ahead, Ben.
I mean, watch our next coming video, which is the welcome video. And a lot of the videos that I've been making recently are kind of videos of things that most people already know. And we get a lot of views on videos that are like how to retire with $100 million and how to stake your ICP for 22% APY and stuff like that. Those are videos that get the most views. And a lot of the videos that aren't getting views from our channel, specifically Definity Community, are videos of things that most of our people from Twitter and most of our followers already know, like how to make a wallet, how to buy an NFT, like things that are kind of simple. And maybe you're like, well, I already know what that is. But the reason we're making these videos, and especially this upcoming onboarding or welcome to ICP video, is we want to get these people that don't know how to use ICP, that don't even have an ICP wallet, to come to the ecosystem and use it. We're also trying to get people that hold ICP in an exchange. There's a whole bunch of people that buy ICP on Coinbase, or they buy it on an exchange and then they just leave it there. And I think those are primarily the people that are complaining, are people that bought ICP and like left it in an exchange, and then they see the price go down and they're like, oh, it's not doing what it's supposed to do. No, ICP is doing what, like, what it's supposed, the actual ecosystem, it's doing fantastic. I mean, the transactions are going up, the developer commits are going up. Like everything in the ICP ecosystem itself is working like the way it's supposed to work, right? And the fact that people just leave their ICP in exchanges, and then just, you know, oh, price number go down, it's not working. That's not how it's supposed to be used, right? You're supposed to be using it in the ecosystem, using all the DApps. The more you use the DApps, the more cycles you burn. The more cycles you burn, the faster we get to that deflationary ICP market that we want, right? So if anybody's watching this, whenever you see a boring video of something that you already know how to do, I'm going to ask you for two things. Number one, go like, watch, and comment on that video. Even if you already know how to make a wallet, how to buy an NFT, or you don't need a welcome guide, right? But go watch. It's going to help the algorithms, and it's going to help it get up on YouTube, so people that don't know, that are from Solana, from Ethereum, from other chains, can see it and be like, oh, I'm going to click this like 5-10 minute video and see what ICPs look like. Because it's really easy. All you need is a wallet, an internet identity, and that's it. Like you can go and use all the DApps, and you just need a list of like, these are the DApps. This is for this is for that, and that's it. So whenever you see those videos that are boring that you already know, just go and comment it. Go and give it a like. And then the second thing I'm going to ask for, if you have friends that are in Solana, that are in Ethereum, invite them over and then send them that video. Be like, hey, this is the welcome package. Go use the ecosystem. If you have friends that know how to use ICP, I know some people buy it and they don't really know how to do anything. I get my parents are probably one of them. I got my mom in at like $37. It pumped to like 87, and then I'm like, oh, just sell like your money. She took her money back, and she just has some for free basically. But people like that maybe know, but other people that do know how to use things, get them to use the ecosystem. Send them those videos, and that's it. Help us get those videos up in the algorithms, and then send them to your friends that you want to bring to ICP, like a small little welcome package, and get them to use the ecosystem. That's what we really want. We want people to pull out their ICP and use it, right? Use it. One of my just real quick before you switch out, one of my friends, Moses, from ICP Squad. I mean, that guy's been making so much money in NFTs, and people that have been in it, people that bought like Bitcoin Flower, people that bought even IC Bucks IC Bucks is back at the same like minting price right now. So it's still, in ICP terms, it's still holding its value. So people who bought these good NFTs, you're doing a lot better than people who just left it in an exchange, and even better than people who staked it, I guess. And I'm a person who stakes, but yeah. So use your ICP, get your friends to use ICP, get your friends from other chains to use ICP, and that's what we really want. Using ICP.
That is so well said, and that goes for all of our channels, guys. We have these videos. I know a lot of you probably already know how to spawn a neuron. But I made a video about it because when people come onto ICP, like I know when I first came on, I actually looked up videos on how to stake a neuron. Like me, like somebody who does these videos, I watch somebody else's video because I want to know kind of what I'm doing before I do it, at least get someone else's perspective. Then I can walk through it myself. So that is very important, guys. The algorithm is just think of it as this. Every time that you hit the like button or you leave a comment or a share, that sends it to 5 other people. So every like that you press, 5 other people have the opportunity to watch the video. Every retweet, or if you share it somewhere, that's like 10 people. And then, the comments, that's like 2 people. So each thing that you can do gets other eyes that would not have seen it if you did not do that onto the videos. So you guys, if you really want to support ICP in a total sense, yes, be active on the blockchain. That's the best way. Be active on the dApps, in the ecosystem. The second best way that you can help ICP right now is to go to every single influencer of ICP, not every day, maybe 4 videos at most per day, and go and maybe like and follow and watch the video all the way through. Because if you just go like, leave a comment, and watch 2 seconds, you're actually hurting the video. So if you guys want to help, that's how. But a lot of these guys, we make stuff that you actually do like. But these videos, like you said, that don't do as well yet, are probably going to get a lot of views in the future because a lot of you guys know a lot of it already. So, but I want to ask all of you guys, and we'll start with Six Figs now. how, as influencers right now, how do we do the best for ICP? Do we make more ecosystem videos? Do we make more price videos? I know he was saying the videos that do the best are, like, what did you say? The staking videos, making a lot of money, because that's like the clickbait type thing. How can we combine clickbait with useful knowledge so we can get people and have them interact in the network?
Yeah, it's that's an interesting question. I think really the one of the very first points of contact, these people coming into the ICP ecosystem, is either going to be made on YouTube or it's going to be made probably on Twitter. I think Twitter would probably be like the number one spot where like the first contact is made. People might be having questions. And that's kind of going off what you were just saying. And that's an opportunity to share a video of maybe one of your favorite influencers, because a lot of times what I will see is like, hey, I'm new to the community, who should I follow type of things. Putting people onto all these prominent members in the community like Moses, Definity community, Victor, Bitcoin Renegade, Egido, it just, even the Definity Twitter handle itself, that will help kind of bring them up to speed. And I know I'm missing out on a lot of other great Twitter handles that just pump out this incredible information day after day after day after day. Really, if we can just kind of start hammering on that front, that's just an option. I mean, there really is a truly endless there's an endless way that we could do this, but just looking through that scope, I think would be effective.
Sweet. Okay, so we're getting into about 45 minutes now. So what I want to do is I'm going to give you each the floor, and if whatever you want to say, basically anything about ICP, a closing statement, follow you, whatever you want to do. So anybody, go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Sorry, Victor.
We always want to
No,
talk at the same time.
Great minds think
no,
alike.
I want to give this message out. I think it's very important for people to just try to be open about what they are thinking. I know it sounds kind of absurd, but I think the personal aspect is very important, because when people are having a bad time, they just focus on the chart and they see the chart going down, not only on ICP but any other chain. And people are so focused on TED. I mean, the TED is great, but there are really real people behind. So I think one of the things that could bring many people into ICP is seeing all the people behind all these projects being more open about what they are doing and how they feel, and just making podcasts or even blogs or whatever, just expressing themselves. Because I think that if Definity were more open about themselves in that sense, it will be very positive for the ecosystem. Just seeing them more, doing more interviews. I want to see him. I want to know what he thinks about not only ICP, but maybe things about his character that people will resonate with, and that's very important. I want to keep doing my thing, and I suggest everyone just doing the same. I think Twitter is the most effective way of getting your staff to getting people to know what you are doing. And I want to say that a podcast like this is very important, because there wasn't like any kind of conspiracy behind. We just got along together and we had a great time, and we keep doing it. And I think that's the best part of the ICP ecosystem, is all these people from all different countries, all of you coming together and just keeping a positive mindset. And it's normal to have difference. There's no reason, we don't need to think all the same. I see some people who are too close about that. I think people should be free to speak out. There is no problem about that. If you can give your arguments, I think it's all positive. We or at least I don't like to erase stuff. I think it's very important to see all these reasonings behind. And I think if everyone keep an open mindset, people from all different ecosystem will flock ICP, and we will end in the long run. Not only ICP, but everyone.
Cool. Do you know that people are actually sweeping the floor with your collection right now, bud? I guess there's a
That's
podcast
awesome.
going on.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
I got
I love
23.
my supporters. Yeah,
Nice.
it's crazy.
I
Go
got
wag
23.
me, baby.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
All right, Vic, go ahead.
So I do want to add this about the question you said about Bitcoin integration. If it's a bad thing that it's happening right now, I think no, completely the opposite. So a lot of the money that's been lost in bridge hacks, in centralized exchanges, and in a lot of those things are because the money is put in somebody else's hands, right? So people are human beings, right? I'm well, yeah, I was gonna say I'm not blaming Sam Bankman-Fried, but I am. But I mean, imagine having billions of dollars, and I mean, would you be responsible with billions of dollars? I personally would, but I understand that people are people. They're probably going to mismanage things, right? That's why we need code. So when it comes to Bitcoin integration, as soon as we get Bitcoin integration, number one, you already don't have that risk of bridges because it's not a bridge; it's integration. Secondly, there's already people, and I've talked about this in previous videos. There's already people building centralized, decentralized exchanges, and I made up a term called interface exchange, where you get to keep your assets in your wallet with your keys, and then through smart contracts, fill order books, right? So you can have an order book of people bidding right on the asks and the sells or whatever, with the money still in their wallet. So nobody can take your money uh, from an exchange if it's in your wallet, right? So just like right now, you have an NFT. I think I don't know how it works technically, but I'm assuming it's very similar to like what we have right now, where you have binding offers on Entrepot. So if somebody gives you a binding offer and then you click yes, and then boom, that money like goes to you, right? So we're going to have that in the future. And I think the internet computer is probably going to be the first, if not the best, to have that feature where you can have your money in your wallet, but you can place it in the markets, right? You can let's say you have one Bitcoin, you place a sell order for like $69,420,000 or something, and that Bitcoin is still in your wallet. You don't have to deposit it in an exchange. You keep it, and if it reaches that data through smart contracts, then that money is taken from your wallet through a smart contract, right? That you can see, that you can visibly see if you're a coder and make sure everything's fine. And you never have to like leave your money in somebody else's hands. A lot of people right now, because they're trading, leave a lot of money in the exchanges. So when we have those decentralized, centralized exchanges, I think the internet computer is going to be number one. I'm positive it's going to be number one to have those. And people can keep their Bitcoins in their own wallet, their internet computer wallet, keep their ICP in their ICP wallet, and then do those transactions while keeping their money, right? Just like you do in real life. I mean, whenever you sell something on eBay, whenever you sell something on Facebook Marketplace or something, I mean, you keep your item until you sell it to a different person. I know Amazon's different; they have like their own warehouse or something. It's centralized, but traditionally, you keep your items until you sell it to another person. That's how if you sell your car, right? You keep your car and then you sell it to another person, unless you sell it to the lot, which then sells it to another person, or something like that. But I think cryptocurrency should be the same, right? You should keep your crypto until you sell it to the other person. Right? You should never touch a middleman's hands. That's not the point of it. And I think the Satoshi Nakamoto vision is going to become a reality through the internet computer. I am convinced. Number two, the second thing I want to add real quick. I'm really happy that that person posted that he got in at an entry price of $390. Number one, congratulations. I remember when I first learned about ICP, it was way more expensive. And then I started getting into it a lot more when it was like $67 or something like that. And I remember I would see posts of people like, I just bought 100 ICP. And I would be like, oh my gosh, I could never buy just 100 ICP at once because it was like $320 or something like that. And yeah, I'm not balling like that. You know, I can't buy like $32,000 worth of ICP, like, and like, oh, I'm just going to buy it again the next day and stuff like that. And I was like, man, and today you can do that. You can, most people can probably buy a whole bunch of ICP, which is also important because of the voting concerns. So I know Coin Bureau, and I'm going to try to wrap this up real quick, made some concerns that the internet computer was going to centralize the internet and control everything and blah, 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 which number one, he's been so wrong on so many things that I'm not going to go over right now on his first video, and I think only video that he made on ICP. But if that is a concern, which I don't think it should be, you can buy a vote for the future of the internet for $3.82, which is, I don't know if the price changed while we're making this video, but you can buy a vote in the internet computer for $3.90 something cents. Every person in America should hold one vote, right, for the internet, every person in the world. And the reality is not every person in the world can hold one vote, right, one ICP and stake it. It's not going to happen. So if you can have a whole bunch of votes in what could be and probably will be the future of the entire internet, why not, right? Why not spend like $20 and be a huge voting block, a huge voting power on the internet? Right now, we have all these companies. Look at Twitter, right? Twitter has been censoring things, banning things. You post a comment they don't like and they delete it. And then recently, you know, Elon freed the bird or whatever. I don't know Elon's heart or intentions, right? I hope they're good, but it's in somebody's hands, right? It's in like one person's hands, whether it be the previous owners or Elon or whatever. And there's things you can't say, things you can't do. With ICP, the holders of the token are going to decide that, right? The holders of the token are going to be the supreme moderators of everything. And you can be a supreme moderator of everything for $3.82. So by all means, buy some votes in the future of the internet. Yeah, you can be the supreme moderator of the future internet for $3.83. So do it. Not financial advice, but probably do it.
It's good advice.
We have a couple questions before we go on. The guys wanted to know, did anyone see the ETH transfer over the ICP network? This sounds interesting to me. Anybody see it?
Yeah, I saw it. I think Steve from Entrepod saw it, and Bob Bodily too. It was, I mean, all of this is great news because can you imagine all these projects just bridging to ICP? I mean, gas fees are kind of a pain when you are thinking about all these NFT collections because the more supply and minting the gas even now is insane. Doesn't make sense for a collection like mine. I think that's one of the reasons why ICP makes more sense than Ethereum for Solana NFTs because you can't change all that mindset of low fees to high fees. I mean, if your project has like very pricey NFTs, for sure, people don't mind. But can you imagine all those Solana people who were used to mint for a few cents? That's not going to happen using Ethereum. So you see all this technology is pretty cool because it expands the possibilities, and as a creator I'm all for it. Even if I don't use it, someone else will use it, and it's great to have all these tools to creative people. It's great.
Cool. Yeah, I agree with you 100%, man. And people need to hear that. They need to understand from a developer yourself. You chose the internet computer for a reason, and I bet you're actually happy that you chose it over Solana or Ethereum right now. Your collection is amazing. We're all gonna make it. We need to hear stuff like that, especially right now in the market. So I really like your collection. I'm gonna buy probably a WAGMI every time that I can, bro. Like I just bought another one the other day. I'm serious. Anytime I can afford like, a couple ICP or however much, man, I'm picking another one up because I
I,
believe in your vision, bro. I really
I,
do.
I I would like to. I wasn't planning to tell anyone yet, but I want to give you an exclusive. I guess to all the viewers is like I like to make this 2 more weeks meme, but in our case, within 2 weeks, I will share with everyone something I've been working on, which I think is very exciting. Even
2 weeks. Okay.
you'll see, it's going to be something that no one else has done before, even outside ICP. And I think people are going to love it because it's going to create, I don't want to give too much detail. I'm pretty sure no one can copy the concept even with more time, but it's going to be something that when I do it, everyone will be like, why didn't I thought about that, it's going to be great. I just want to let people know that they will understand how everything holds together, and it's going to be very exciting. I'm very looking forward to that. It's going to be amazing.
I love the mystery, man.
Can't
I'm a
wait.
Yeah.
mystery guy. So
Can't wait.
Yeah, of course. The mystery is part of the excitement. I mean, one of the
good.
reasons why I like NFTs is this sense of mystery. When you mint an NFT, you don't know what you are getting. It kind of becomes kind of gambling, but I mean, I don't. I think it's cool because, yeah, knowing every time what you are going to get, I think takes out part of the excitement, and I think it's great to discover the project, being part of the project as a collector is great because, like I said, you don't know what I'm working on, and people will understand and say, okay, so it makes sense. Even though my NFTs take, well, I shut right
Yeah.
now. You'll
Don't
see.
give out too much, man.
Yeah, you'll
Continue
see.
on.
Yeah.
Okay, before we get to six figs, one more question for Victor. They want to know, when is the welcoming guide coming out?
All right, so it should come out in the next 3 days. So I need to finish a couple things up, and I'm trying to make it as short as possible. So I like not long, just like bloop. So the shortest like it should be in the next 3 days, and it'll be on YouTube. So go like, share, watch the whole thing. If it's boring to you, just like leave it in the background, and then just watch the whole thing to help us with the algos, and send it to all your Solana friends. Bring them over. Bring them over.
Like
So it
it.
should be in the next 3 days. It'll be on the Definity community page.
That's great.
Awesome. I look
Like
forward to that, man. I watch all your videos, bro. Like I have the notifications on, waiting for
Thank you.
more stuff, bro.
Likewise, likewise.
Okay, six figs, man. It looks like the floor is yours. Just kind of wrap it up and make everybody come to ICP right now.
All right, I'm gonna hit this button. Boom, there it is. Everybody's on their way right now. Make sure you load up on that WAGME collection. I am a big fan. Disclosure, 23 WAGME NFTs here. But when it comes down to everything, the biggest thing in the markets right now, one thing I like about the NNS wallet or the ICP wallet is you can move your ICP off the exchange. That's definitely the number one thing people should be realizing during this last few weeks. Get your stuff off these exchanges into your own self-custody, whether it's a Trezor or some sort of wallet. That is like priority number one because of what we've seen with FTX, because of what we've seen with like Voyager, Three Arrows Capital, Celsius. I mean, you could go on and on. So I want everybody to, regardless of whatever coin whatever coin you love, practice that self-custody when you can. Other than that, man, your stream was fire today, Victor and Egido, Bitcoin Renegade. It was just a pleasure to sit here and chat with you guys. That's about all I got.
Man, I was a little bit nervous this morning. I'm not gonna lie, just because that's who I am. I'm a little bit nervous when I do things, but it feels like I'm talking with brothers here, man. Like I was nervous until I started talking with you guys. So
Yeah,
thank you
it's
for
great.
making my life a little bit easier and being such good gentlemen, and just what you do for the space, guys. Like, I support all of you guys. I know you support me, and let's just do our due diligence, guys. Let's be there for our communities. If they have questions, if they need a little bit of guidance, let us just be their influencers, guys, in a good way. Not just, hey, buy this so we can dump it on you, but hey, we're in here with you guys. We're going to be here for the next couple of years. We're in ICP, and especially people like Egido and ICP squad. They are just doing these amazing projects. I resonate with we're all going to make it because I've been through a lot of stuff in my life, like probably a lot of you have, and that's why I think we resonate with people like Crypto Wendy, because she's been through some stuff, and I just like people like that. And Uncle Daddy seems like he's willing to fight for ICP. I guess he went to New York Times and was word of mouth in it out there, and we need people like that. We need more people to champion for internet computer. And thank you all for your support. Every single one of you that came here today, watching this, commenting, liking, all of that. So we're going to wrap it up today. Go follow all of these guys on YouTube, Twitter. We have all of the stuff in the description below, so you guys can find them easily. We have an open chat that you can join for Bitcoin Renegade Telegram. Just go and be active in the community, guys. Okay, anybody want to join me for the outro? All right, guys. That being said, goodbye. Good Bitcoin.
Amazing.